So, welcome to the Polynext Conference 2025. Today, we have an exclusive conversation with someone who's transforming plastic waste management with blockchain technology and gamification, the CEO and founder of Zilu, Eric Schaffner. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine. Thanks for having me here.
Pleasure. It's our pleasure.
So, Eric, welcome to the show. I think without wasting any time, let's dive right in. So, as you have spent decades in the packaging industry working with giants like Seidel, then one day you decided to completely change gears and start Zero. What was the turning point that made you realize I need to disrupt plastic waste management?
Yeah, I said after over 2 decades in the packaging industry, particularly at Salah, which is part of Tetra Laval, I witnessed the immense scale of plastic production and the challenges of managing its waste. Despite progress in sustainability, a major gap remained in empowering individuals and creating a circular economy. That's how Zero was born, from that urgency to incentivize recycling, build community, and drive that compatibility.
That's great. Okay, now let's talk about the problem. So we all know plastic waste is a global crime, but most solutions take years to make an impact, right? How does Zero disrupt the system and make change happen now?
Yeah, thanks for highlighting this critical issue. At Zero, we're addressing plastic waste with solutions that drive immediate impact and not in many years. Obviously, it will take long to offset everything, but we have to start now. So there's the different element of approach. So we incentivize for action because we believe that if you are rewarded, you maybe do other things. So user earn the blockchain-based eco reward, what we call eco rewards, utility token for every bottle. Or we have also a global reach. Our community has mapped over 7,000 collection points in more than 70 countries, and you can start right away. You download the app, and then you can add that in any country. And then we put gamify engagement with challenges, competition that keep user motivated and active. And then we also add a corporate impact with our plastic credit program that help businesses to offset their plastic footprint.
So one of the coolest things about Z-Loop is how it gamifies plastic collection, right? So it turns collecting plastics into rewarding experiences. Can you walk us through how the app works and how do we make people addicted to saving the planet?
The main thing is that gamify recycling is at the core of the loop. That's actually what sets us apart in driving real environmental changes. So we have designed the app to make saving the planet fun and rewarding, and yes, we hope a bit addictive in the best way. My starting point was, would you litter with gold? And obviously, I know the answer. No, I'm still looking for someone that does with that, so I can do their trash and so. But it's how the core principle. You bring fun, you bring gamification, and you bring value for waste. So the user journey is simple. You collect plastic bottles of any size, any type. You don't segregate whether it's transparent and so on. Any bottles that is returned is good. You drop them at one of the collection points that have been mapped by the community. So any bins that have been designed for segregation plastic. And then every time you drop your bottle, you take a picture, upload in the system, and then you are rewarded systematically with our token. And that token you can swap against goods and services through discount vouchers. And we hold a world record purchasing power. It's 2 dirham per bottle, $0.50 for those who are not in the UAE. And then we add also more things, not only plastic. You can also go on clean work, do plugging. And then in that case, you collect trash, any trash, and then we record the number of steps that you do during the clean walk, and then you are rewarded for every step completed during that. So after you can participate to challenges, get some competition where top prices can be interesting and so on. So and you can measure your real-time impact with a dashboard and some calculation to understand also the impact in terms of carbon footprint, but not in terms of tonnage, because people don't understand what is 1 kilo of CO2 and so on. But we make that as an equivalent, 1 kilo of CO2 is the equivalent of producing so much eggs and so on. So people see that in something that is tangible for them.
Great. So I think Z-Loop is the one platform, or is the one gamification where the parents will not be scolding their children for playing. I guess. I hope so.
Yeah, we see some kids that are doing our art that will start and then drive their parents to do so too. And that's where we believe it's a good leverage in terms of education, change behavior, and influencing others. So it's a nudging app.
Really. Okay, so you are issuing plastic credits, NFT certificates, and tracking waste recovery in a way that's never been done before. Some people might say that this sounds like crypto meets sustainability. So tell us, how does this ensure a real traceable impact rather than just another feel-good solution?
Yeah, I would even say crypto serves sustainability. And it's not only crypto, it's really through blockchain integration that ensure transparency and measurable impact. For us is, yes, there is underlying a possibility for value creation for all the stakeholders, but the most important is it's a technology that can be at the service of sustainability by providing all those good assets like traceability, transparency. So, few examples, there's two use of the blockchain. In the app, we record eco actions like collecting bottles, doing cleanups and so on. And we are via smart contract in the blockchain, automatically we reward people, and then we have that collection with verified data, and it's completely seamless for users. The blockchain is not visible for the user. It looks like a normal app, but behind there's blockchain. On the other side, for the plastic credit program, when we collect plastic waste, we convert that waste after bringing that to recycling. We convert that quantity into NFT digital certificates that represent that real and measurable environmental impact. For instance, in Argentina, we have collected 150 tons of plastic that was going to landfill. So we extracted it, brought it to recyclers. And so we have done all the job ourselves. We have paid people, we have created job in a place where it's much needed. And then we provide those certificates, so it's very, very transparent. And then, unlike centralized system, the blockchain ledger ensures open and decentralized trust. So that's why by merging blockchain and gamify recycling, we create a scalable system to drive traceable environment impact.
Awesome. Okay, so let's be honest. So many companies greenwash their sustainability efforts. How does Z-Loop actually hold businesses accountable and make sustainability profitable at the same time?
You are right. Greenwashing undermines genuinely the sustainability. And it's also because, when you engage on the path of sustainability, companies will say, okay, my clients may want me to, or my consumers may want me to become more sustainable and so on. So they make a nice declaration on their website, we are green, we love planet and so on. But if you scratch the surface, you might find nothing. And after they start to need to implement action and so on. So in our case, we ensure transparency, measurable impact, while making sustainability a win-win. And how is through the plastic credit program, because businesses can offset their plastic footprint by purchasing those digital certificates that are linked with verified recovery. So the blockchain ensures that transparency and traceability. We bring data accountability with the blockchain because it tracks every recovered plastic waste. It's creating a verified records that build trust and credibility. And then business sustainability, a business is sustainable because they make profit. And we believe that tomorrow, having a green image will be a permit to sell, a permit to work, and it will segregate companies, and the successful one will be those who are truly impacting and so on. So we allow them, the companies, to align with consumer values by boosting their brand image and customer loyalty. And it has been measured with different challenges that we have organized for companies. And then the last is that greenwashing is often when you pretend to do things, but you don't do things. Here we also have, when we engage people through the app, companies or individuals, we've pushed them to do hands-on on the field. So it's a digital learning experience, and that is, it can't be claimed as greenwashing because they have really done something.
Okay, so moving forward, just a pass, like you have worked with big names like Nestle, Sea Cleaners, and municipal governments as well. What makes these organizations buy into Z-Loop's model? And more importantly, how do you convert skeptics who think that this is just another sustainability project? So that's a big question.
That's a great question. Like organization, like you mentioned, Nestle, Biha, one of the leading waste management company in the UAE, or municipal government partner with Z-Loop, because we offer a unique, actionable and measurable approach to sustainability that aligns with their corporate social responsibility goals. And it is why they buy into our model. So they like the fact that it's tangible, transparent and measurable impact, not just ticking the box of sustainability. We mentioned about greenwashing. We help brands and government connect directly with eco-conscious individuals, so it brings that consumer engagement. And then it's scalable. You know that in UAE, 90% of the population is on transit. It's expats, so they will work a certain duration. Nothing. It's difficult to find stat, but it's around 4-5 years average stay in the UAE. So people come with their habit, live with new habits if we have managed to commit. So we are one of those projects that are scalable. You can do it in the UAE, but you can do it wherever you go in the world. So you can keep on doing your habit and so on. And that's the proof. We have already a collection point in over 70 countries.
Right. So now let's address a tough question. So does plastic neutrality really work, or it is just a corporate buzzword like a carbon credit? How does Z-Loop ensure that businesses aren't just using this as an excuse to keep producing plastic?
Yeah, it's glad you addressed that question. And you mentioned the carbon credit, and for sure we got inspired by the carbon credit. We studied that for long, and overall, I believe it's a good system because even if some people will claim that it's a permit to pollute for large companies, but it's also they share their profits to projects that otherwise will not be sustainable if there was not that influx of money. So overall, you can always see with a pessimistic view or a positive view. I like the positive view. Overall, there are more initiatives thanks to that system. But we see also some drawbacks where you see a lot of intermediaries that take the money. You don't know how much money they keep. You don't know how much money ends in the project, and when the money goes to the project, you don't know exactly what happens with that money. That's why we did that the other way around. We do the job, do campaign of extraction, the waste and so on, turn that in certificate, and then after we propose that. So we ensured that businesses don't use the plastic neutrality as a buzzword and an excuse to keep pollution plastic by focusing on. So we focus on transparency, accountability, and real impact, I mentioned. So It's verified plastic recovery. Every ton of plastic collected is traced, verified, and converted. We are the one who have done the job. We are the one that are marketing the credit, so there's no intermediary. We encourage also reduction because yes, it's good to offset, but it's also good to reduce. Otherwise, we will not solve the problem also. So beyond offsetting, we also work with businesses to adopt sustainable practices through workshops. I manage also sometimes what we call the plastic collage, which is a very good tool to learn about the origin of the plastic and its end of life and the challenge it poses and so on. So educational, so people realize that we do have a challenge. Like we mentioned, is no greenwashing. It's not so a free pass. And then it's because we work on something that has different multiple environment benefits. When you recycle the plastic, obviously you save 30% of the carbon footprint for the production because you don't have to extract petrol anymore. But it's also avoids all the consequences of plastic when it ends in the environment. You see the mechanical effect, it can entangle animals and so on. There's also some vicious effect that is not well measured yet, but some plastic release chemicals when they are deteriorate in the environment, and those chemicals may end up in our body and so on, and we don't really know what will be the impact, and provided that we can measure that one day, so when you see that when you take a medicine with over more than 2 medicines, we don't know what is the consequence. You can imagine what would be the consequence of all the chemicals that we absorb because it has ended in the environment. So for us, plastic neutrality works with when paired with genuine commitment and measurable action. So it's not for us. We make sure it's a tool for progress and not an excuse for inaction.
Happy to hear that it's not just a buzzword. The corporate culture, right? So I'll have my last question, then I'll move forward with the rapid fire round. That's what I've been waiting for, right? So yes. So if you had unlimited funding, what's the craziest, most ambitious sustainability project you would launch tomorrow?
Yeah, I think I will go wide of what we have done, but make it super big. Imagine a blockchain-powered platform combined with plastic credit exchange, an eco-citizen metaverse, and a global challenge to address plastic waste, all that together. So the plastic credit exchange enables trading verified credits for real-world plastic recovery, creating a transparent economy. And users are engaged in the metaverse to earn rewards by recycling, reducing waste. And then those global competitions could inspire millions of people to recycle. Imagine if you had a money price of 1 million for the top collector in the world. I bet you people will drive like crazy to collect plastic. We really see that at a smaller scale with prices, with some partners. We had phones to be worn, staycation and so on, and people will collect up to 6,000 bottles in a month in the UAE. So imagine if tomorrow we had that big price and it's all interconnected, because with the blockchain there's no borders. You can really get everybody on board. So just need 1 million to put every year on that and organize a couple of more millions to organize all that. But that would be quite fun.
And then we have to get those millions, not just 1 million, you get 10 million, 100 million of funding, and you just conquer this world with the Z-Loop. Right.
Absolutely.
Eric, moving on to the rapid fire round. No thinking, just answer. So, all right, time for rapid fire. Quick answers, no overthinking. Yeah. So, biggest myth about plastic recycling that drives you crazy?
I think it's the assumption that plastic absolves us of the need to reduce plastic consumption at the first place. Recycling is critical, but is not sufficient. So we have to reduce. The best waste is the one that we don't produce. So yes, it's part of it, but it's not the only solution, and it's not an excuse then to produce or to consume more.
Okay. World plastic habit the world should ditch immediately.
I think we should ditch the reliance on single-use plastic packaging. I mean about those items that are used for a fraction of minutes and use and dump. So we should find a way not to use that, or find an alternate way.
A sustainability startup, not the Z-Loop, that inspires you.
There is, it's a question. There's many, but yeah, too good to go. It's an app that connects users with stores and restaurants to rescue surplus food that would otherwise go to waste. I think it's really something else. We're struggling to feed the humanity, and we're going to struggle more and more. And at the same time, we waste job, energy, resources, and so on to produce foods that after we don't consume. That is ridiculous, and that is why I think that is really inspiring. Is we are on the pollution side, they are on the avoiding waste.
Right. So if not Z-Loop, what industry-changing startup would you launch?
I think it will be something that supports people to help each other, give a hand, donate goods for reuse, something like that. I think.
Great thinking. One place on earth where Z-Loop must expand next.
Well, I think Asia is crippled by plastic waste. So not necessarily the one they have produced, but that's what ended in their place. So for sure, we need to go there.
Right. So these are my questions for the rapid fire round. So Eric, this has been an eye-opening conversation. Before we wrap up, what's your call to action for businesses, policymakers, and people to join the plastic revolution?
I often hear from people that they don't use plastic. They say, "Oh, I'm not concerned. I don't use plastic," which is absolutely wrong. You have that in your clothes. We speak through our computer. We use plastic all the time. We have a plastic footprint with our modern life, and it is, just to give an order of scale, it's more than our body weight every year, our plastic footprint. So yes, we all have our things to do about that. So it's our responsibility to reduce whenever it's possible and compensate for the rest that we can't reduce. So every stakeholder can join our movement by using our app, or if they don't have time to act, they can delegate to us the recovery and support by acquiring plastic credits.
Okay. So Eric, thank you so much for joining us at the Polynext Conference interview. Yes, 2024.
It was my great pleasure.
The work with Z-Loop is truly reshaping how we tackle plastic waste, and it is inspiring to everyone that is going to watch this interview. So for those who are watching this interview, download the Z-Loop app, start earning rewards for plastic collection, and be a part of change. If you are a business looking for real plastic neutrality solutions, connect with the Z-Loop today. Eric, can you please mention how they can directly connect with you?
So the best way will be my personal site. So it's www.erics360.com. Otherwise, just Z-Loop, the contact. I will also see some of the questions.
Great. So that's it for today's exclusive interview. Stay tuned for more updates. Thank you so much, Eric, for and taking time.
Thanks for watching us.
It was a pleasure having you. See you at the Polynext Conference.
See you, yes, with pleasure.
Okay. Good.